Let's look at one of the ways you can take down Kang-Jin Star in Black Myth Wukong. This boss's attacks are electrified, so any points that you put into shock resistance would be a good idea. For your spells, I suggest a Pluck of Many, Wandering White, Guanzi, Immobilize, and of course, Cloud Step. Now when the fight first starts, hit the boss with Immobilize. Then follow that up with a Pluck of Many. Cast a headbutt with Wandering White and get some early damage in. You may briefly stun the boss, but watch out because this boss likes to fly up into the air. She'll also transform into a dragon, and when she does, that means it's time to start dodging. Look for the streaks of lightning that are coming down from the sky. What's going to follow up is a spear. So anytime you see that lightning, dodge away because you have half a second to get away from the spear that's about to come down. Now when the attack's over, the boss will come back to the ground and she'll look a little tired. Now she'll go into a dialogue speech and you can listen to it or you can get some hits in. Just be careful because she will eventually cast a ball of lightning around her body. Back up behind the rock that's on the slope in the back of the map. Some of her attacks have a chance of going over your head because you're on a slope. This rock is going to be your shield. Remember where it's at because it'll come in handy during some of her more intense attacks. Now keep up the pressure, cast Immobilize, and look for openings to do your heavy attacks. This boss is very easy to stagger, and you should keep up the pressure and get your attacks in while they're near the ground. Now, once she goes back up into the air, it's time for you to dodge. Look for her laser attacks that she'll call out next to her body and then shoot at you. Luckily, these won't follow you. They shoot in a straight line to the last place that you are standing. So do your best to dodge while she's casting the spell. And she'll probably follow that attack up with calling multiple lightning spears down across the map. You can see this coming when her hair turns white. And this also means that she's going into her second phase. When she does this, dodge towards her and close the distance because once she gets back down to the ground, you can try to get some attacks in. Now the fight will change once she's in the second phase. She'll be a lot more aggressive and have some melee attacks that you'll need to start looking out for. Staying close and getting in damage will cost you some health. Just pay attention to your own health while you're dishing out the damage. Immobilize and Cloud Step are good ways to escape, especially if your health starts to get low. The ranged attacks with this boss are well telegraphed. If she's about to strike you with lightning, you'll see a lightning circle surround your body. So follow that up with jumping into the air and then throwing a lightning dagger at you. You can close the distance and then start getting some hits in. If you hit the wind chime, that'll also knock down the boss. And using Pluck of Many in the beginning of the fight is a good idea because by this time, it should be recharged and you can cast it right away. And don't forget about your transformation spell. Not only is it a good idea to use Guanzi for damage, it's a good way to dodge some of the more large and more intense attacks that this boss has. At some point in the fight, the boss may fly back up into the air, then call out multiple spears. When you see this happen, do your best to get behind the boss because the spears only go straight. What you want to look out for is the finishing attack of that combo. She'll throw a spear down that'll shatter the earth and do area damage. And like most of her attacks, when she's finished, there'll be a brief moment where you can try to get some hits in. A transformation spell like Guanzi is great because you can keep up the pressure and the light attacks will slightly stagger the boss, even though you can't build up that burn damage. Now with most things, they won't last forever. When you transform back into your normal form, just keep up the pressure. This is a caster, and casters do not like close range fights. She does have some abilities that will knock you back, but just close the distance again and don't let this boss have any air to breathe. Keep doing your light attacks to get those slight staggers and look for the charge up attacks. The boss's body or even the hand will start to glow before they do an attack. That's your warning that she's about to go into a combo and for you to dodge. So keep doing your heavy attacks and keep trying to get those staggers until you defeat this boss. Let me know down in the comments, what stance have you been using the most to take down these bosses? I hope you enjoyed this one and learned something new. I will catch you in the next one.
In their ways. Still though, you'll never crack the gold symbols.